Couple things I want to bring to your attention. Really, this is the last night we're going to be doing our services together. Next week, Becky and Nathan are out of town. And then the final Shabbat, I have no idea what's going to be happening. So this service has a lot of meaning to me, okay? Number two is, there's something I'm going to miss when I'm not the rabbi of New Reformed Temple, and it's this. Especially when I have an opportunity to speak to the congregation, because either I've taken it or you've created it. I always feel that I can get up here and try to share with you what I'm trying to figure out in my own Jewish life. And I think for the last 42 years of my rabbinate, that's what it's been about, getting up in front of the congregation, trying to figure it out in front of you. And tonight when I speak, it's about trying to figure it all out. And rest assured that in 2 weeks, if I got up and spoke about this, it would be totally different. And I'd still try to be figuring it out. Because that's all we really do, is try to figure things out. And I get nervous when people think they have figured it out. Because I don't think we ever figure anything out. We're always a work in progress, and there are always things we can think about and challenge, and you'll get the message when I share my words this evening. Now, on Monday, I'm going to participate in one of the great joys of being a rabbi. I will form a Beit Din, a rabbinic court, and will be made up of 3 Jewish clergy, 2 rabbis and 1 chazan. And we will welcome 2 wonderful individuals into the Jewish people, and some of you have been part of that experience. And when I was with you in that experience, it was a wonderful joy. When these 2 wonderful people complete their process, these people will reenact what Ruth in the Bible said. For wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God my God. And there's nothing more important to the Jewish people than the welcoming of Jews by choice who bring their own gifts, their own enrichment, their own passion to the Jewish people. In preparation for this moment, I have the conversion candidates fill out a questionnaire about various aspects of their connection to Judaism and the Jewish people. And one of the questions is, what is the significance of the state of Israel? To me, this is one of the hardest questions because our relationship to Israel is so complex. It's so contradictory. It's so emotional. It's so confusing. And the truth be told, this question is one that torments me all the time. It's a question that's like a prayer as close to me as reciting the Shema. And my Jewish existence is infused with a concern about the survival of the state of Israel. Its fate, its safety, its stability, its morality, its democracy, its tolerance, its intolerance, its compassion, its lack of compassion. And my daily ritual is getting up, and I'm not kidding, checking on what happened in Israel. Is it safe? Is it still there? I check on it during the day, and at night I check on it again. I'm fearful that it will disappear. But it's especially complicated for me as a rabbi. I want people to care about Israel and its survival and what it can accomplish for the Jewish people and for the world. But I am very aware that that many people see it so differently than I do. I'm mindful of the variety of voices that flow through the modern Jewish experience. And here are some of them. They are random. I was thinking about, what are all the themes? I listed a bunch of them, but there are plenty more. Here's my list of the various themes that float around about Israel. The survival, number 1, the survival of the Jewish people depends on Israel. Number 2, Israel's treatment of Palestinians is immoral. Number 3, Israel must do everything that is necessary to defend itself. Number 4, Israel must be restrained in using its power to prevent the slaughter of innocent people. Hamas will be destroyed, must be destroyed. Hamas can never be destroyed. Number 7, Hamas acted the way it did on October 7th because of the injustice of Jewish colonialism. Number 8, Israel is a center of the Jewish people. 9, living in the diaspora is just as important as living in Israel. Number 10, Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East. Number 11, Israel is quickly becoming a totalitarian nation where minority rights are ignored. Number 12, Judaism is thriving in Israel. Even secular Jews honor the Sabbath. Number 13, liberal Judaism is degraded in Israel. Its religious leaders are not even seen as Jews, let alone rabbis. Number 14, Israel is a center of Jewish life. Number 15, we have turned Israel into an idol, and we have dangerously made their leaders quasi-religious figures. Number 16, the Palestinians do not want peace. Number 17, the Israelis must embrace a two-state solution, and then there will be peace. Number 18, Jews must settle in Judea and Samaria. These territories are part of ancient Israel. Number 19, Jews must give back the land. They should have done it immediately after the Six-Day War. Number 20, the early Zionists were indifferent to the Arabs living in Israel. Number 21, Jews have a claim to the land of Israel that predates everyone else. Jews are the indigenous population of the land. Number 22, the Holocaust was a catalyst for the creation of the state of Israel. Number 23, how dare you make Hitler an instrument of Israel's creation? 2 Jews, 3,000 opinions. These voices bombard me. I play ping pong with them all the time. And living in my mind when it comes to this issue is tormenting. It torments me. I think you get the message. As a rabbi, Israel is like a minefield to me. People project all kinds of beliefs and positions upon me, and sometimes it's really very painful. For example, these are what people could say to me or will say to me or have said to me. You are indifferent to the death of Palestinian children. How could anyone say that about me? You don't support Israel enough because you're critical of its government. Netanyahu isn't the Messiah. He's a brilliant, flawed, dishonest authoritarian. Why should I not say that? Rabbi, you're supportive of the state of Israel, whatever they do. Of course not. But I want Israel to be treated fairly. I don't want them to be held to a double standard. You talk about Israel too much. The answer is not very frequently at all. You're too Zionistic. I'm not sure what that means, but I do believe that our diaspora existence really depends on Israel's safety. Some will agree or disagree. That's okay. I'm frustrated being a canvas for people's conflicts about Israel. That's a burden I don't accept. For some, Israel represents certainty. For some, it elicits irrational love or irrational disdain. For me, it represents ambiguity, doubt, paradox, confusion. And I'm not here to promote any view, ever. I can only share with you what I struggle with, and then challenge you to struggle with it as well. I'm just trying to figure it out like everybody else. And if you look to me for certainty or for one position or another, you really have a problem because, yes, Jane is here. You know, we talk about Israel all the time. It's one of the most confusing parts of our life and our marriage. Wouldn't you say so? I mean that with sincerity. I know we don't sit and talk about Talmud all the time, but we do talk about Israel all the time. And I have Israeli grandchildren, and my daughter lived in Israel. It's just incredibly confusing and just. So where do I stand tonight? And of course, it will be something different tomorrow. And my thoughts do not fit together so perfectly, and so you can come up to me and say I contradicted myself, and I say, welcome to my life. The one thing that the New Reformed Temple could never have expected from me is any consistency. And I like that about myself. Rabbi Rudnick, do you like that about me? You do. You don't know what you're going to get with me. Waking up in the morning is a very scary experience for me. Okay, so this is what I'm going to say. I believe that Judaism is Israel-centric. The Jewish journey has always been towards Israel, the land of Israel, full stop. I believe that the Jews are in constant danger of extinction, and the state of Israel is a necessary reality for the survival of the Jews. That's a bold statement. I really believe that. I believe that the essential part of my Judaism is being in relationship with the people of Israel, the land of Israel, and the state of Israel. The state of Israel does not have a religious significance. I want to repeat that. This is me. The state of Israel does not have a religious significance. The prime minister of Israel is not the Pope of the Jewish people. In 1949, two chief rabbis of the emerging state of Israel were charged with the task of composing a prayer to give liturgical expression to this new moment in Jewish history. And the most memorable phrase in the blessing describes the state of Israel as Reshit Smichat Geulatenu, the first flowering of our redemption. I find this idea offensive and dangerous. None of us can determine when the Messiah is going to arrive, and a secular state does not have theological significance. We Jews cannot make Israel into our God and our love of Israel our religion. Israel must be a democratic society rooted in its Declaration of Independence. And this paragraph that I'm about to read from the Declaration of Independence really summarizes so many of our aspirations, no matter what our ideological conflicts are about Israel. It states in the Declaration of Independence of Israel, the state of Israel will be open for Jewish immigration and for the ingathering of the exiles. It will foster the development of a country for the benefit of all its inhabitants. It will be based on freedom, justice, peace, as envisioned by the prophets of Israel. It will ensure complete equality of social and political rights to all its inhabitants, irrespective of religion, race, or sex. It will guarantee freedom of religion, conscience, language, education, and culture. It will safeguard the holy places of all religions. And it will be faithful to the principles of the charters of the United Nations. That's what my hope is for Israel. Giving specific religious authorities political power is cancerous for a democracy. Israel is no idyllic society. 80,000 people left Israel last year. But it is a wonderful country filled with generous people, Jews, Muslims, and Christians. The majority of the Jewish people live in the state of Israel. I cannot be a Jew without engaging and supporting it. I will support Israel by supporting Reform Jews, Reform synagogues, Reform rabbis in Israel, because they advocate for a Jewish and democratic Israel that I want to exist. That's why I've encouraged people to donate to Beit Daniel in Tel Aviv, an institution that is important for the future of liberal Judaism in Israel. And for me, I must confront the reality, if I care about Israel, why don't I live there? And you know, at one time I was going to move to Israel, and my daughter and her family lived there, and they left, and it has become more complicated for me. These are my statements. They are not right or they're not wrong. They are mine, and sincere, and I think well thought out. And I don't need to defend them, and I don't need for anyone to share them, but each of us needs to clarify our own principles and values when it comes to this. That's what I'm sharing with you tonight. Struggle with me. Try to figure it out. Wherever you find yourself, it's okay. But take it seriously. It's really important that all Jews kind of figure it out and struggle with it. And it's okay that if you come to ideas that are contrary to what I think, that's what makes the Jewish people this glorious experiment in intellectual creativity. I have no consistent ideology. I am not a Zionist preacher. I am just a Jew struggling with the complexity of Jewish existence in our post-Holocaust world. And of course, Israelis are in bomb shelters tonight awaiting for reprisals from Iran. And we live in a very dangerous world. And more often than not, it's not welcoming to the Jews. And in Judaism, preemptive war is morally defensible. A nuclear war can never be fought. And Israeli military action was motivated by the realization that Iran has a breakout capacity and enough uranium to build 10 nuclear bombs. And they have the delivery system to use them. And their use would murder without discrimination Israelis, Arabs, and Palestinians alike. A nation must fight for its existence. It does not need anyone's permission to do that. The current population of Israel is 9,509,206. I counted them this afternoon. The number of Jews in Israel is 7,080,000, while about 8.25 million live outside of Israel, including 6 million of us in the United States. 10 nuclear bombs would immediately annihilate almost half the Jewish people. It is already open season on diaspora Jews. Don't think that we would exist if Israel did not exist. I'm not being dramatic. It's what I believe. How I love Judaism, how I care about my people, how much I worry for their existence, how much I pray that Israel be strong, how much I pray that Israel will be guided by our Jewish moral core, how much I pray that Israel will end its war in Gaza, how much I pray that the suffering of the citizens of Gaza will end, how much I pray that the hell of the hostages will be over, how much I pray that the genocidal Iranian mullahs will be overthrown, how much I pray that Israel will celebrate their strength and be humbled and mindful of their flaws, and how much I hope that the words of Isaiah found in the prayer book, will come true. And let me read it on page 152, where it says, so in a very inspirational way, Isaiah chapter 2, verses 1 through 4. And it shall come to pass in the end of days that the mountain of God's house shall be exalted above the hills, and all the nations shall flow into it. And many people shall go and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of the Eternal, to the house of God of Jacob, that we may be taught the way and that we may walk in God's path. For out of Zion shall go forth the Torah, and the words of the Eternal One from Jerusalem. Shabbat Shalom.